Welcome to this look at new mods on Farming Simulator 19 with me, Mr. Sealy P. It's Monday the 15th of February. We have some new mods, we have some updates. Here are the updates. Two maps, Why the Farms by Missy B and Wartburg by Neroxc have had updates. The Brantner TA3800 by Agro has also had an update today. In front of me then we've got the small Polish chicken coop. This is by Kacper. It is 0.51 megabytes download, 4 slots on console. This will take 26 chickens. As you can see, they've got a fairly large area they can roam around in. Feed trough is just there. Dialogue box is pretty much slap bang in the middle. I have sped up time since about 8 AM. It's now 1:40 in the afternoon. I've got no egg boxes spawning. That's not unusual for chickens. They sometimes take a while before the first pallet appears. If we go across to our livestock menu, yeah, eggs is still saying 0. Not quite sure why, but this you'll find under animal pens. Chicken coop, 500 to buy. Will hold 26, like I said already. Requires wheat or barley for their feed, and when you've got the first one at 4 slots, it then drops down to 1 slot for any subsequent coops you wish to go for. That's by Kacper. Next, we've got the Hedge pack. Not a hedge fund, a Hedge pack. This is by DMI 20mm Normandy, 1.47 megabytes download, 6 slots each for the first of. We've got small sections and then we've got larger sections in 3 different colours. We've got a slightly lighter colour, darker colour, and a more, I don't know, khaki-ish, I guess. Just trying to think. Yeah, bright green and darker green, and sort of a khaki mix with maybe a bit of brown in there too. I have taken the liberty of having a bit of a fiddle around, because sometimes when you get hedges, they don't always join right up. You can't actually get them to meet up. These do. I obviously haven't lined them up particularly well, but they will go right butt up next to each other, no problem at all. So if you do want to form a hedge, you won't have any problems with that I can see. This is under decoration. So we've got the hedge A, 1 metre, hedge B, 1 metre, hedge C, 1 metre. Each of those is 10. Then we've got hedge A, B and C in 4 metre for 35. And like I say, they're pretty good for, I don't think these are the right colours matching up, but if you go too far in, there we go. Not too bad at all. That's the Hedge pack by DMI 20mm Normandy. Next, we've got the ToolTrolley. This is 2.3 megabytes download, 5 slots on console. This is by Neroxc. It's a repair, customize. I don't think it's sell point. I haven't checked that yet. We do have the toolbox just here. It does say on the website, you do not always need a workshop to service and repair your vehicles and machines. A well-filled toolbox is also enough. If we click on there, the vehicle's not in the actual box. Doesn't take up a huge amount of space, and the thing with this, I suppose, you can put it next to any building you like and you've got yourself a little workshop, or just out in the open. It's entirely up to you. Yep, sell, customise, repair. I don't need to do any of those at the moment. This is under miscellaneous. The NRX ToolTrolley, 285 to buy, 5 slots for the first one, which then drops down to 1 for any subsequent toolboxes you should place after that. If you can hear a clonking sound in the background, I do apologise. The washing machine is on and making a lot of noise today. Don't know why. Okay, we have now got to the medium garage. This is by M9C Halek. It could be Mac Halek. 3.61 megabytes download, 3 slots on console. It's a block construction. There is no lighting, so there's no light switch to worry about. Not a bad size. Slopes down towards the back, so you might have to watch for the height of vehicles coming in here. No debris or obstructions or doorways to worry about. it's a medium garage. Under sheds, 17,000 to buy. Slot count drops down from 3 down to 1 once you've placed one. That's by M9C Halleck. Behind that we have the shed, or just shed. 2.93 megabytes download, 3 slots on console. This is by KxuyLS. Brick construction, small shed. As I've said before, sheds, buildings, shelters, barns, for putting in whatever you want. I could list all sorts of stuff. This is good for small machinery, large machinery, bales, whatever you want. It's up to you. When I placed it, it did put a little bit of a mound up. So that might be something to watch out for depending on where you're placing it. Slight little mound put it on. Also under sheds, 3,000 to buy. Slot count drops down from 3 to 1. 3 to 1, not 3, 2, 1. You know what I mean? Okay. Then we have this, the wood garage or garage, depending on where you're from. This is by Krycho. It is 7.09 megabytes download, 21 slots on console. Nicely detailed. Doors open at the front. We do have a light switch. As you can see, the lights are on. I always do that to remind myself. There we go. Actually got to work today. A few bits and bobs, sickle and bicycle and stuff in here. And then round the back, we've got a covered area as well. Again, for whatever you want to put in there, whatever you can fit in there. Nicely textured, nicely detailed. This is also under sheds. Wood garage, 10,000 to buy. Slot count drops down from 21 to 2 once you've put the first one down. That's by Krycho or DWA. Next, we have got a sleep trigger. This is the block house. I think because it's been built out of blocks. This is by Bzemek 23433, 20.02 megabytes download. It is 26 slots on console. Nice bit of detailing around the outside. You can go in this one. He says. The door looks a little bit short towards the bottom. Don't know if that's been just squashed to fit. Nice bit of detailing inside. We do have a light switch. The lights look like they're on all the time, but it does get a little bit brighter. Kitchen. Nice bit of, I think that's called a feature wall. If you want to do any green screen work, you can come and do that here in the house. The trigger is just here in the bedroom. If we come in, L3, please work now. There we go. I'm not tired at the moment, but that is where it is. Yeah. Makes a change actually. The last few we've had sleep triggers, you haven't been able to go inside the building, so it's nice having one you can actually have a look around in. That's the block house. You'll find it under farmhouses. 55,000 to buy. And that's it. There's not really much else you can say about that. It's a sleep trigger. Then behind that we've got this. This is the small outbuilding. This is by SzeftiLS. 11.59 megabytes download. 21 slots on console. Loads of detail. Weirdly, no sound effects. And there's no lighting on this one either. Eerily quiet. Either that or the hinge has just been recently oiled. And then we have also got around the side, if we've got the ladder. Let's do that. We do have a hay loft, bale loft. I don't know, whatever you want to use it for. Close that. There we go. Nice texturing, nice detail. I suppose, yeah, 21 slots. As I say with all these buildings, it could be just what you're looking for. This is under placeables and sheds. 12,000 to buy. Slot count drops down from 21 to 2 once you've bought the first one. The small outbuilding by SzeftiLS. What's next? We have this. This is the MK7900. This is a trailer. It's 7.47 megabytes download, 8 slots on console. This is by GameMasTer and Blueking. nicely detailed. I think it's a 15,000 litre. Options available, I think you can only have it in the red if I recall correctly. I'm just trying to think the various different mods I've looked at. Under tools and trailers, 8,000 to buy. We'll take all those crop types and things, not just crop types obviously. 15,000 litre capacity. We can have Trelleborg, we can have Michelin, and we can have Lizards. Now it does say unloading mechanics, but nothing's showing on there. When you click it, nothing happens. It doesn't say on the website that it has anything to do with unloading mechanics. It just, pretty sure it just says capacity and wheel configuration. Yeah. So yeah, no colour options or anything like that. Those are your options on that. Unloading, L1, R1 and triangle. It does tip. Fairly high tip on that as well. The MK7900 by GameMasTer and Blueking. Next we have this, the Esnr17. This is also by Blueking. This is 7.13 megabytes download. It is 3 slots on console. It's a cultivator. Nice look to it. Again, I don't think it's got any options. It just comes in this red. It does unfold. This is under, I think it's just under regular cultivators. The Esnr17, 10,000 to buy, requires 130 horsepower, 4.5 metres wide, and it will run at 9 miles per hour. It does say it requires a weight. It will always depend on whatever tractor you're using. The smaller the tractor, the more likely a requirement is going to be for a weight. Unfolding. Drop it down. And away we go. There you go, the Esnr17 by Blueking. Next we've got the Lemken 11 HST. This is a subsoiler. There we go. Again, very nicely made. Bolt heads and bolts and all the various different shanks and everything is there. This is 3.38 megabytes download, 4 slots on console. This by Hemerson Dentinho. It's under subsoilers. 18,000 to buy, 3 meters wide, requires 120 horsepower, and it will run at 7 miles per hour. Now again, I could get caught out here, but what should happen is it will give you the ploughed state. So if you need your field to be ploughed, it will do that, but it should give you a cultivated look. But they don't always. There we go. So cultivated look, that is giving us a ploughed state at the same time. And all I would say is be slightly careful. Okay, that wasn't too bad. When I disconnected it, when I first bought it, I did roll backwards a little bit, but it does have that stand. As long as the stand comes out quickly enough, you shouldn't have a problem. So there you go, that's the Lemken 11 HST subsoiler by Hemerson Dentinho. If I give myself enough room? No. Okay, after that we've got this. This is the Lizard, right, Lizard T6000. This is a slurry or digestate spreader. This is by KxuyLS, I think it's the right one. KxuyLS, Lindner power, Fabian Gogobear, 4.69 megabytes download, 6 slots on console. It's a 6,000 litre slurry or digestate sprayer, and I think it goes to 15 meters. We are going to double check that. I'm pretty sure we had one by them on Friday, didn't we? A smaller version. Because that was the one where you had to unfold it and the little nozzle went onto the back of it. Or did I dream it? Potentially. Under slurry tanks. The Lizard T6000, 25 grand to buy. Oh, it's 9 metres this one. I'm thinking of the one we've got coming up, the Kaweco. 45 horsepower required. Runs at 11 miles per hour. Slot count will drop down to 1 if you get any subsequent ones, from 6 down to 1. 9 metre spread width. There are no options available on this either. It comes just like that. I don't think we unfold this one. I'm pretty sure this one we just turn it on. There we go. Nice animation. Does the job. Exactly as you need. The Lizard T6000 by konstii, Lindner Power, Fabian, Gogobear. Now the next one, I've got weeds on, but they don't seem to want to grow. This is a weeder. What I'm hoping to do is I'll get some weeds to grow, and I'll show you a little clip of it actually weeding. But we'll go through it as it stands at the moment. I was hoping we're going to get some, and we haven't, because one of the other things I want to show you needs some as well. This is the Carre, I think it is Carre Rotanet control. This by SimulagriModding. It is 19.49 megabytes download, 11 slots on console. As I've said, it's a weeder. The detail, again, SimulagriModding. Look at all the individual sections. There is so much on this. All the decals, pipes, all the different various hydraulics, and wow, it's very nicely made. Mechanical weeder. This can be used in the first growth stage of weeds. When they become adult weeds, then you need to use a herbicide or something like that, but these should get rid of your small weeds in their first growth stage. This is found under weeders. Where are my weeders gone? Here. Oh, there we go, down the bottom. Haven't used weeders for a long time. The Rotanet control, 31,600 for a 6.5 metre, requires 110 horsepower, will run at 9 miles per hour. We can change the rim colour from red to grey. That's the option available. I'll show it being opened and closed, just, you know. I think when it's open we'll be able to have a look at the detail a bit more as well. Nice smooth animation on the unfold. Look at all that, that's incredible, isn't it? Wow. And then when we move, it does all that. Like I say, we'll get a little bit of footage. What should happen is it will now cut to that. There you go. If it didn't cut to that, it didn't work. So there you go. That's the Carre Rotanet control by SimulagriModding. Next, we have this, the Kuwaico Profi 2.20, 11.20, I think it's 11.20, isn't it? That's not Roman numerals for 2. This is a slurry spreader. I'm pretty sure this one does 15 metres. I will double check that as well. This has got a very interesting feature on it. Very nicely made. Loads of detail on it. Does look very good indeed. This will do slurry or digestate. Now it does have the splash plate on the back, so that will spread as it is, but it does also have a 3-point link attachment. So I have grabbed one of the Samsung backs just to show that it should hook up to various different attachments and stuff as well, so it's kind of multi-purpose bit of kit. This is 7.08 megabytes download, 21 slots on console. This by STv-Modding. This is under slurry tanks. The Profi 11, well, that looks like Roman numerals with 2, doesn't it? 2.20. Anyway, 84,200 to buy. Requires 200 horsepower. 23,200 litre tank on this. 15-metre width, and it'll run at 10 miles per hour, but it does have a little puzzle piece there for various different attachments you can put on the back. Options available: we can change the main colour, which does the black part at the moment. Rim colour, we can change to anything on that palette. And then if we go to design colour, it does the other section like that, or let's go for the red, makes it stand out a little bit more. And then we've got the option of Trelleborg, Michelin, Nokian and Mitas. And the Trelleborg, we've got standard or a really knobbly, chunky wide tyre. Michelin, standard and a wide tyre. Nokian just comes with the narrows. Well, it says narrows, but I don't. They're narrow compared to everything else, but I don't. They're narrows as much as they won't damage a crop. And then the Mitas, we've got standard or wides on those, like so. Then design, standard or white. So you've got a black logo or a white logo. Those are the two options on that. Now I'm just trying to check because on PC, does this one say it's compatible for manure, new skin, colour design, axle telescopic? The picture shows that it might do, so potentially it's compatible with the manure system on PC. So what we'll do, we shall hook up. Now open my help window, turn on slurry tanker, unfold slurry tanker. There's nothing on here for moving pipes around or anything like that, but if we unfold slurry tanker, look at that. That's brilliant. So if you're working on a hillside or an incline and you've got a lot of liquid in that, one, it should aid in compaction, but it's going to stop the whole thing tipping as much. I don't think I've come across that in any of the slurry spreaders we've had before. If I drive forward and we turn it on, it will spread out to 15 metres, as you can see. Very cool. Then what we'll also do is we'll back up. We'll hook up to the Samsung bit of a kit we've got. There are quite a few different various modded versions, and we've got the Homer pack, and we've got all sorts of the Samsungs and what are the other ones? My mind's gone blank. So, as you can see, it hooks up. The pipe connects, so it hooks up nice and neatly. Unfold slurry distributor. And like I said, there are so many different versions of these. You've got ones that are cultivators, ones that are drip feeders, dribble bars, all sorts of stuff. So we should turn that on. Drop that down. Let's try and go across a bit I haven't done already. There we go. Very cool. I like that. I don't know why it's one of those weird things. That's just kind of... We've got slurry tankers. We've got all sorts of different slurry tankers, but that sort of makes it stand out a bit for me. Anyway, yeah. So that's the Kuwaico Profi 2.20 by STv-Modding. Next we have this. This is also interesting. This is the Lizard D20. This by Marcos SD, Tailan and Agro mods. 1.39 megabytes download and only one slot. It's a hoverboard. I'll say a hoverboard with a difference you'll see in a minute. And a backpack fertilizer or herbicide sprayer. Now this is for spot spraying. Patches that have missed, little bits of weeds, those kind of things if you go for the herbicide. It only holds 20 litres. But yeah, when you get on it like that, it looks pretty cool actually. But what's more interesting, we've got lights, is, listen, that's got quite a throaty engine. I don't know where the engine is. It goes up to 31 miles an hour as well. And does turn on a dime too. Turning it on. I've got herbicide in it at the moment, but let's say you can put fertiliser in it as well. I think we've got a horn as well. Yeah. Again, it's a small thing, but it's just made me smile. I was going to do the same thing with this. That's why I was hoping the weeds would come through, because I put herbicides in it. So for some strange reason, the weeds didn't grow on my field down there. They've grown at the field up the top here. By the time I realised they'd grown at the field up the top here, they're all mature weeds. So I'm going to try with the herbicide using the D20. And what should happen... Oh yes, this thing works really well. Oh, I love it. It's such a clever thing. And it's like I said earlier, it's very simple, but it works. As you can see, it's killing them off. Absolutely brilliant. But that's pretty cool. I always like different mods where you can actually see your character. I do like that in a mod. This is found actually under vehicles, this one. This is under vehicles and crop protection. So the Lizard D20 is only 1,000 to buy as well. That spray goes out to 3.3 meters. I think it sprays at 6 miles an hour, although it will go up to 31 miles an hour if you're not spraying. It says 50 horsepower. It doesn't require 50 horsepower. It is 50 horsepower on that little hoverboard. Wow, okay. And then options. Now that's where things get a little bit tricky on this one. Because when you click on it, you see the picture and it vanishes. So we can change the main colour, but you can't actually see what it's going to look like before you get it, which is the only frustrating thing. Then we've got design, standard or covered. Now the covered version is if you're going to, when you have it left to one side, it just puts a cover over it. So if you want to go for a more kind of realistic, you're going to put that by a shed or a building. When you get off of it, like that, it has a little cover over the top of it. That's all. But that's... I don't know why things like this make me smile so much. I just, you know, slot count's really low. I know a lot of people will be, oh, I'm never going to use that. But if you are doing weeding and stuff, and you do get little patches here and there, I think whizzing out and doing a bit of spraying one of those is pretty cool. And they've got it to work as well. So there we go. That's the Lizard D20 by Marcos SD, Tailan and Agro mods. Next, actually we're going to this one. We've got this, the Stara ST-Max 150/180. Now we have already got one of these standard in game. This has got a few more features added to it. We've got the ST-Max 105 and I think we've got the 180. This gives us the 150. I think that's right. This is 9.15 megabytes download, 31 slots on console. This is by Agro Tonio. Nicely detailed. I've gone for the 150. If you go for the 180, you get darker headlights surrounds. There's a few more tyre options, I think, than the standard in-game one. And we've also got door open and window open. There's also a GPS box with a screen on that comes with it. Obviously, we don't have GPS on console, but it's there if you want it for the look. Nice looking bit kit. So this is under medium tractors. So the standard one we got in game is the ST-Max 180. 23 slots. So what did I say this one was? 31. A little bit higher. On this one we got the options of standard, wheel weights, wides. There's no actual tyre choice options as in company or brand name, but we've got a few different tyre choices. So if we scroll a bit further across and we come to this one, the ST-Max 180, we've got a few more options. We've got configuration standard. So on the front, we've got no weights. We can have it with a 390 kilogram set of weights, 780 kilogram set of weights, or back to standard. We've got the option of Michelin, Lizard, or Trelleborgs. The Lizards are slightly more rounded on the sidewalls compared to the Michelin and the Trelleborg. But under Trelleborg, we've got standard. We've got wheel weights, wides, wide and weights, narrows, rear twins, twins, back to standard, which I think is probably what we get on the original. Then under Michelin, we've got standard, weights, wides, wide and weights, rear twins, standard. So with that one, you don't get front twins, you don't get narrows. And the Lizard, standard, weights, wides, wide and weights, rear twins, back to standard again. Then design, we've got standard, or we've got front fender. Then we've got attachers, standard or BR. So we've got a standard attacher around the back. That's a more heavy duty rear end, I think, isn't it? So it's more like the solid trailer hitch type thing rather than the ball hitch. Then we've got GPS standard. If you look through the cab there, we've got standard, or when it puts the GPS unit in, it puts the screen in there as well. Then we've got the ST Max 150 and the 180. The 150 is 150 horsepower, the 180 is 180 horsepower. Adds another 22 grand on for the 180. Then we've got standard or reverse whistle. I think I went for the reverse whistle, so we'll see in a second. Then windows, we've got standard, plus tint, plus tint, plus tint, back again. Front loader attacher, yes or no. So quite a few different options. Lights. There's no beacons on this one. That's weird. I'm sure I went for the one that said whistle. Peculiar. Inside, very tidy. That's obviously the GPS screen. We turn the engine off. Then back on again. Then we also have the option for under L1. We've got right stick side to side, opens and closes the door, which does like the whole side of the tractor really. And then L1 and right stick up and down. Oh, does that do the other door? Yep, that's the other door. Got both doors. Then under L1 and R1, I'll get there in a minute. L1 and R1, right stick up and down does the rear window, like so. Nice bit of a conversion that on the standard one, with a few different added options. That's by Agro. And then last for today, I'm looking down my list, I think it's the last thing. We'll hopefully get back to the weeds. We've got this. This is a lovely looking tractor. Very nicely detailed, crisp. No surprise, it's by Blauer. Or Blauo, I'm never quite sure. JD6R US Series, 13.46 megabytes download, 40 slots on console. We do have some nice options with the triples like this as well. It is a nice looking mod. Very cool. This you'll find also under medium tractors. There it is, the 6R US Series. We can have configuration standard, 300 kilogram front weight, 500 kilogram front weight, 700, 900, back to standard. There's no front 3-point link on this one. We can have the Surefire 6000 receiver, no or yes, adds 3 grand. Again, we don't have GPS on console, so it's a purely aesthetic thing, but it puts the receiver on the top. Then we've got protection grid, yes or no on the front. Then beacon lights, we've got no, we've got left, we've got right, or both. Then wheel setup, we've got standard. We've got wheel weights, rear twins, twins and weights, twins all round, with rear weights, then triples, and back to standard. There's no triples with weights, you just get the triples and then it goes back to standard. Then we've got engine setup, we've got the 6175R at 223 horsepower, the 6195R at 243 horsepower, and then we've got the 6215R at 259 horsepower. We've then got the 100-year decal sticker can go on. 100 years decal. A decal is a sticker. Yes or no. Front fender, yes or no. Front loader attacher, yes or no. I think that's it for options. So what we'll do is we'll hop in. Now, this does have options for unfolding tractor, L1 and X, puts your lights out, like so. So for indicating, you've got them all out there on the stalk, especially if you're running twins or triples. You probably want those out. Lights, nice set of lighting all round. Beacons, horn. It does look nice. We've had a few different John Deere mods of late. I know the blower stuff is normally pretty good quality for tractors and stuff, and the detail you get on them anyway, but it does still kind of suffer a little bit with the John Deere curse being 40 slots, but there's a lot of detail and a lot of options on this one as well. Under L1, R1, left stick side to side opens and closes the door. Again, it's sort of the whole side of the tractor on this one. Then L1, R1 and right stick up and down opens and closes the rear window. Inside, very, very nicely detailed. Crisp, clean and tidy. Oh, you get a nice bit of lean on that too. Need the triples to stop it rolling over. Very nice, that. And that's it for the mods for today. Now, I will say, I'm going to be busy for the next couple of days. We've got 3 new maps out today. We've got Richport by Whiteball Modding. We've got Le Risset del Nord by Black Eyes Modding. And we've got Griffin, Indiana 19 by AJ Farmer. I will get onto them as soon as I possibly can. One will probably appear tomorrow morning. Hopefully one tomorrow afternoon. I don't know. I will try my best to get all 3 of those done. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.